The Glass Menagerie, Scene 3. Legend on screen. After the fiasco. Tom speaks from the fire escape landing. Tom. After the fiasco at Rubicamp's Business College, the idea of getting a gentleman caller for Laura began to play a more and more important role in Mother's calculations. It became an obsession, like some archetype of the universal unconscious. The image of the gentleman caller haunted our small apartment. Screen image. A young man at the door of a house with flowers. An evening at home rarely passed without some allusion to this image, this specter, this hope. Even when he wasn't mentioned, his presence hung in Mother's preoccupied look and in my sister's frightened, apologetic manner, hung like a sentence passed upon the Wingfields. Mother was a woman of action as well as words. She began to take logical steps in the planned direction. Late that winter and in the early spring, realizing that extra money would be needed to properly feather the nest and plume the bird, she conducted a vigorous campaign on the telephone, roping in subscribers to one of those magazines for matrons called The Homemaker's Companion, the type of journal that features the serialized sublimations of ladies of letters who think in terms of delicate cup-like breasts, slim tapering waists, rich creamy thighs, eyes like wood smoke in autumn, fingers that soothe and caress like strains of music, bodies as powerful as Etruscan sculpture. Pardon me. The cover of a glamour magazine. Amanda enters with the telephone on a long extension cord. She is spotlighted in the dim stage. Amanda. Ida Scott? This is Amanda Wingfield. We missed you at the DAR last Monday. I said to myself, she's probably suffering with that sinus condition. How is that sinus condition? Horrors! Heaven have mercy. You're a Christian martyr. Yes, that's what you are. A Christian martyr. Well, I just now happened to notice that your subscription to the Companion's about to expire. Yes, it expires with the next issue, honey. Just when that wonderful new serial by Bessie May Hopper is getting off to such an exciting start. Oh, honey, it's something that you can't miss. You remember how Gone with the Wind took everybody by storm? You simply couldn't go out if you hadn't read it. All everybody talked about was Scarlett O'Hara. Well, this is a book that critics already compare to Gone with the Wind. It's the Gone with the Wind of the post-World War generation. What? Burning? Oh, honey, don't let them burn. Go take a look in the oven and I'll hold the wire. Heavens, I think she's hung up. The scene dims out. Legend on scene. You think I'm in love with Continental shoemakers? Before the lights come up again, the violent voices of Tom and Amanda are heard. They are quarreling behind the portieres. In front of them stands Laura, with clenched hands and panicky expression. A clear pool of light is on her figure throughout the scene. Tom. What in Christ's name am I? Amanda shrilly. Don't you use that, Tom. Supposed to do. Amanda. Expression. Not in my... Tom. Oh. Amanda. Presence. Have you gone out of your senses? Tom. I have. That's true. Driven out. Amanda. What is the matter with you, you big idiot? Tom. Look, I've got no thing. No single thing. Amanda. Lower your voice. Tom. In my life here that I can call my own. Everything is. Amanda. Stop that shouting. Tom. Yesterday you confiscated my books. You had the nerve to... Amanda. I took that horrible novel back to the library. Yes, that hideous book by that insane Mr. Lawrence. Tom laughs wildly. I cannot control the output of diseased minds or people who cater to them. Tom laughs still more wildly. But I won't allow such filth brought into my house. No, 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 no. Tom. House? House? Who pays rent on it? Who makes a slave of himself to... Amanda, fairly screeching. Don't you dare. Tom. No. I mustn't say things. I've got to just... Amanda. Let me tell you. Tom. I don't want to hear any more. He tears the portieres open. The dining room area is lit with a turgid, smoky red glow. Now we see Amanda. Her hair is in metal curlers, and she is wearing a very old bathrobe, much too large for her slight figure, a relic of the faceless Mr. Wingfield. The upright typewriter now stands on the drop-leaf table, along with a wild disarray of manuscripts. The quarrel was probably precipitated by Amanda's interruption of Tom's creative labor. A chair lies overthrown on the floor. Their gesticulating shadows are cast on the ceiling by the fiery glow. Amanda. You will hear more. Tom. No, I won't hear more. I'm going out. Amanda. You come right back in. Tom. Out, out, out. Because I'm... Amanda. Come back here, Tom Wingfield. I'm not through talking to you. Tom. Oh, go. Laura desperately. Tom. Amanda. You're going to listen, and no more insolence from you. I'm at the end of my patience. He comes back toward her. Tom. What do you think I'm at? Aren't I supposed to have any patience to reach the end of? Mother? I know. It seems unimportant to you, but I'm doing what I want to do, having a little difference between them. You don't think that, Amanda. I think you've been doing things that you're ashamed of. That's why you act like this. I don't believe that you go every night to the movies. Nobody goes to the movies night after night. Nobody in their right mind goes to the movies as often as you pretend to. People don't go to the movies at nearly midnight, and movies don't let out till 2 a.m. Come in stumbling, muttering to yourself like a maniac. You get 3 hours sleep and then go to work. Oh, I can picture the way you're doing down there. Moping, doping, because you're in no condition. Tom, wildly. No, I am in no condition. Amanda. What right have you got to jeopardize your job? Jeopardize the security of us all? How do you think we'd manage if you were... Tom. Listen. You think I'm crazy about the warehouse? He bends fiercely toward her slight figure. You think I'm in love with the Continental shoemakers? You think I want to spend 55 years down there in that Celotex interior with fluorescent tubes? Look, I'd rather somebody pick up a crowbar and battered out my brains than go back mornings. I go. Every time you come in yelling that goddamn rise and shine, I say to myself, how lucky dead people are. But I get up. I go. For $65 a month, I give up all that I dream of doing and ever being. And you say self. Self's all I ever think of. Why, listen, if self is what I thought of, Mother, I'd be where he is. Gone. He points to his father's picture. As far as the system of transportation reaches. He starts past her. She grabs his arm. Don't grab at me, Mother. Amanda. Where are you going? Tom. I'm going to the movies. Amanda. I don't believe that lie. Tom crouches toward her, overtowering her tiny figure. She backs away, gasping. Tom. I'm going to opium dens. Yes, opium dens. Dens of vice and criminals hang out. Mother. I've joined the Hogan gang. I'm a hired assassin. I carry a Tommy gun and a violin case. I run a string of cat houses in the valley. They call me Killer Wingfield. I'm leading a double life, a simple, honest warehouse worker by day. By night, a dynamic czar of the underworld, Mother. I go to gambling casinos. I spin away fortunes on the roulette table. I wear a patch over one eye and a false mustache. Sometimes I put on green whiskers. On those occasions they call me El Diablo. Oh, I could tell you many things that make you sleepless. My enemies plan to dynamite this place. They're going to blow us all sky high some night. I'll be glad, very happy, and so will you. You'll go up on a broomstick over in Blue Mountain with 17 gentlemen callers. You ugly, babbling old witch. He goes through a series of violent, clumsy movements, seizing his overcoat, lunging to the door, pulling it fiercely open. The women watch him, aghast. His arm catches in the sleeve of the coat as he struggles to put it on. For a moment he is pinioned by the bulky garment. With an outraged groan, he tears the coat off again, splitting the shoulder off of it, and hurls it across the room. It strikes against the shelf of Laura's glass collection, and there is a tinkle of shattering glass. Laura cries out as if wounded. The glass menagerie. Laura, my glass menagerie. She covers her face and turns away. But Amanda is still stunned and stupefied by the ugly witch, so that she barely notices this occurrence. Now she recovers her speech. Amanda, in an awful voice, I won't speak to you until you apologize. She crosses through the portieres and draws them together behind her. Tom is left with Laura. Laura clings weakly to the mantel with her face averted. Tom stares at her stupidly for a moment. Then he crosses to the shelf. He drops awkwardly on his knees to collect the fallen glass, glancing at Laura as if he would speak but couldn't. The glass menagerie music steals in as the scene dims out. Scene 4. The interior of the apartment is dark. There is a faint light in the alley. A deep-voiced bell in the church is tolling the hour of 5. Tom appears at the top of the alley. After each solemn boom of the bell in the tower, he shakes a little noisemaker or rattle as if to express the tiny spasm of man in contrast to the sustained power and dignity of the Almighty. This and the unsteadiness of his advance make it evidence that he has been drinking. As he climbs a few steps to the fire escape, landing light steals up inside. Laura appears in the front room in a nightdress. She notices that Tom's bed is empty. Tom fishes in his pockets for his door key, removing a motley assortment of articles in the search, including a shower of movie ticket stubs and an empty bottle. At last, he finds the key, but just as he is about to insert it, it slips from his fingers. He strikes a match and crouches below the door. Tom, bitterly, one crack and it falls through. Laura opens the door. Laura, Tom, what are you doing? Tom, looking for the door key. Laura, where have you been all this time? Tom, I have been to the movies. Laura, all this time at the movies? Tom, there was a very long program. There was a Garbo movie and a Mickey Mouse movie and a travelogue and a newsreel and a preview of coming attractions, and there was an organ solo and a collection for the Milk Fund simultaneously, which ended up in a terrible fight between a fat lady and an usher. Laura, innocently, did you have to stay through everything? Tom, of course. And oh, I forgot. There was a big stage show. The headliner on this stage show was Malvolio, the magician. He performed wonderful tricks, many of them, such as pouring water back and forth between pitchers. First it turned to wine, and then it turned to beer, and then it turned to whiskey. I know it was whiskey. It finally turned into because he needed somebody to come up out of the audience to help him. And I came up, both shows. It was Kentucky straight bourbon. A very generous fellow. He gave souvenirs. He pulls back from his back pocket a shimmering rainbow-colored scarf. He gave me this. This is his magic scarf. You can have it, Laura. You wave it over a canary cage, and you get a bowl of goldfish. You wave it over a goldfish bowl, and they fly away canaries. But the wonderfulest trick of all was the coffin trick. We nailed him into a coffin. He got out of the coffin without removing one nail. He has come inside. There is a trick that would come in handy for me. Get me out of this 2x4 situation. He flops onto the bed and starts removing his shoes. Laura, Tom, shh. Tom, what you shushing me for? Laura, you'll wake up Mother. Tom, goody goody. Pay her back for all those rise and shines. He lies down groaning. You don't know it. You know it don't take much intelligence to get yourself into a nailed-up coffin, Laura. But who in hell ever got himself out of one without removing one nail? As if in answer, the father's grinning photograph lights up. The scene dims out. Immediately following, the church bell is heard striking 6. At the 6th stroke, the alarm clock goes off in Amanda's room, and after a few moments, We hear her calling, "Rise and shine, rise and shine." Laura, go tell your brother to rise and shine. Tom, sitting up slowly, "I'll rise, but I won't shine." The light increases. Amanda, tell your brother his coffee is ready. Laura slips into the front room. Laura, Tom, it's nearly 7. Don't make Mother nervous. He stares at her stupidly. Beseechingly, Tom, speak to Mother this morning. Make up with her. Apologize. Speak to her. Tom, she won't to me, and it's her that started not speaking. Laura, if you just say you're sorry, she'll start speaking. Tom, her not speaking? Is that such a tragedy? Laura, please, please. Amanda, calling from the kitchenette. Laura, are you going to do what I asked you to do, or do I have to get dressed and go out myself? Laura, going, soon as I get on my coat. She pulls on a shapeless felt hat with a nervous, jerky movement, pleadingly glancing at Tom. She rushes awkwardly for her coat. The coat is one of Amanda's, inaccurately made over, the sleeves too short for Laura. Butter and what else? Amanda, entering from the kitchenette. Just butter. Tell them to charge it. Laura, Mother, they make such faces when I do that. Amanda, sticks and stones can break our bones, but the expression on Mr. Garfinkel's face won't harm us. Tell your brother his coffee is getting cold. Laura, at the door. Do what I asked you, will you? Will you, Tom? He looks sullenly away. Amanda, Laura, go now or just don't go at all. Laura, rushing out. Going. A second later, she cries out. Tom springs up and crosses to the door. Tom opens the door. Tom, Laura? Laura, I'm all right. I slipped, but I'm all right. Amanda, peering anxiously after her. If anyone breaks a leg on those fire escape steps, the landlord ought to be sued for every cent he possesses. She shut the door. Now she remembers she isn't speaking to Tom and returns to the other room. As Tom comes listlessly for his coffee, she turns her back to him and stands rigidly facing the window on the gloomy gray vault of the areaway. Its light on her face, with its aged but childish features, is cruelly sharp, satirical as a Daumier print. The music of Ave Maria is heard softly. Tom glances sheepishly but sullenly at her averted figure and slumps at the table. The coffee is scalding hot. He sips it and gasps and spits it back in the cup. At his gasp, Amanda catches her breath and half turns. Then she catches herself and turns back to the window. Tom blows on his coffee, glancing sideways at his mother. She clears her throat. Tom clears his. He starts to rise, sinks back down again, scratches his head, clears his throat again. Amanda coughs. Tom raises his cup in both hands to blow on it, his eyes staring over the rim of it as at his mother for several moments. Then he slowly sets the cup down and awkwardly and hesitantly rises from the chair. Tom, hoarsely, Mother. I apologize, Mother. Amanda draws a quick, shuddering breath. Her face works grotesquely. She breaks into childlike tears. I'm sorry for what I said, for everything that I said. I didn't mean it. Amanda, sobbingly, my devotion has made me a witch, and so I make myself hateful to my children. Tom, no, you don't. Amanda, I worry so much. Don't sleep. It makes me nervous. Tom, gently, I understand that. Amanda, I've had to put up the solitary battle all these years, but you're my right-hand bower. Don't fall down. Don't fail. Tom, gently, I try, Mother. Amanda, with great enthusiasm, try and you will succeed. The notion makes her breathless. Why, you're just full of natural endowments. Both of my children. They're unusual children. Don't you think I know it? I'm so proud, happy, and feel I've so much to be thankful for, but promise me one thing, son. Tom, what, Mother? Amanda, promise, son, you'll never be a drunkard. Tom turns to her, grinning. I will never be a drunkard, Mother. Amanda, that's what frightens me so, that you'd be drinking. Eat a bowl of Purina. Tom, just coffee, Mother. Amanda, shredded wheat biscuit. Tom, no, no, Mother, just coffee. Amanda, you can't put in a day's work on an empty stomach. You've got 10 minutes. Don't gulp. Drinking too hot liquids makes cancer of the stomach. Put cream in. Tom, no, thank you. Amanda, to cool it. Tom, no, no, thank you. I want it black. Amanda, I know, but it's not good for you. We have to do all we can to build ourselves up. In these trying times we live in, all we have is to cling to each other. That's why it's so important to, Tom, I sent out your sister so I could discuss something with you. If you hadn't spoken, I would have spoken to you. She sits down. Tom, gently. What is it, Mother, that you want to discuss? Amanda, Laura. Tom puts his cup down slowly. Legend on screen. Laura. Music, The Glass Menagerie. Tom. Oh, Laura. Amanda, touching his sleeve. You know how Laura is. So quiet, but still waters run deep. She notices things, and I think she broods about them. Tom looks up. A few days ago, I came in and she was crying. Tom, what about? Amanda, you? Tom, me? Amanda, she has an idea that you're not happy here. Tom, what gave her that idea? Amanda, what gives her any idea? However you do act strangely. I'm not criticizing. Understand this. I know your ambitions do not lie in the warehouse, that like everybody in the whole wide world, you've had to make sacrifices, but Tom, life's not easy. It calls for Spartan endurance. There's so many things in my heart that I cannot describe to you. I've never told you, but I loved your father. Tom, gently, I know, Mother. Amanda, and you, when I see you taking after his ways, staying out late, and well, you had been drinking that night that you were in there, that terrifying condition. Laura says that you hate the apartment and that you go out nights to get away from it. Is that true, Tom? Tom, no. You say there's so much in your heart that you can't describe to me. That's true of me too, Mom. There's so much in my heart that I can't describe to you. So let's respect each other's. Amanda, but why, Tom, are you always so restless? Where do you go to at nights? Tom, I go to the movies. Amanda, why do you go to the movies so much, Tom? Tom, I go to the movies because I like adventure. Adventure is something I don't have much of at work, so I go to the movies. Amanda, but Tom, you go to the movies entirely too much. Tom, I like a lot of adventure. Amanda looks baffled, then hurt. As the familiar inquisition resumes, Tom becomes hard and impatient again. Amanda slips back into her querulous attitude toward him. Imagine on screen a sailing vessel with Jolly Roger. Amanda, most young men find adventure in their careers. Tom, then most young men are not employed in a warehouse. Amanda, the world is full of young men employed in warehouses and offices and factories. Tom, do all of them find adventure in their careers? Amanda, they do, or they do without it. Not everybody has a craze for adventure. Tom, man is by instinct a lover, a hunter, a fighter, and none of those instincts are given much play at the warehouse. Amanda, man is by instinct. Don't quote instinct to me. Instinct is something that people have got away from. It belongs to animals. Christian adults don't want it. Tom, what do Christian adults want then, Mother? Amanda, superior things, things of the mind and the spirit. Only animals have to satisfy instincts. Surely your aims are somewhat higher than theirs, than monkeys, pigs. Tom, I reckon they're not. Amanda, you're joking. However, that isn't what I want to discuss. Tom, rising, I haven't much time. Amanda, pushing his shoulders. Sit down. Tom, you want me to punch in red at the warehouse, Mother? Amanda, you have 5 minutes. I want to talk about Laura. Tom, all right. What about Laura? Amanda, we have to be making some plans and provisions for her. She's older than you, 2 years, and nothing has happened. She just drifts along doing nothing. It frightens me terribly how she just drifts along. Tom, I guess she's the type that people call homegirls. Amanda, there's no such type, and if there is, it's a pity. That is, unless the home is hers, with a husband. Tom, what? Amanda, oh, I can see the handwriting on the wall as plain as I see the nose on my face. It's terrifying. More and more you remind me of your father. He was out all hours without explanation, then left. Goodbye, and me with the bag to hold. I saw that letter you got from the Merchant Marine. I know what you're dreaming of. I'm not standing here blindfolded. She pauses. Very well, then. Then do it, but not till there's somebody to take your place. Tom, what do you mean? Amanda, I mean that as soon as Laura has got somebody to take care of her, married, a home of her own, independent, why then you'll be free to go wherever you please, on land, on sea, whichever way the wind blows you. But until that time you've got to look out for your sister. I don't say me, because I'm old and don't matter. I say for your sister because she's young and dependent. I put her in business college, a dismal failure. Frightened her so much it made her sick at the stomach. I took her over to the Young People's League at the church. Another fiasco. She spoke to nobody. Nobody spoke to her. Now all she does is fool with those pieces of glass and play those worn-out records. What kind of a life is that for a girl to lead? Tom, what can I do about it? Amanda, overcome selfishness. Self is all you ever think of. Tom springs up and crosses to get his coat. It is ugly and bulky. He pulls on a cap with earmuffs. Where is your muffler? Put your wool muffler on. He snatches it angrily from the closet, tosses it around his neck, and pulls both ends tight. Tom, I haven't said what I had in mind to ask you. Tom, I'm too late to... Amanda, catching his arm very importunately. Then shyly, down at the warehouse, aren't